The story of Pastor Keion Henderson has captured the attention of churchgoers, online communities, and entertainment circles alike. He's known for his passionate sermons, high-profile marriage to a reality TV figure, and a flair for social media moments that seem to go viral overnight. Yet, behind the scenes of his ministry, whispers have grown louder about a particular incident involving a woman who claims she was deeply hurt by one of his fiery outbursts. Her story, one of alleged embarrassment and heartbreak, has set social media ablaze, leaving onlookers wondering about the dynamic between spiritual leaders and their congregants. Let's unfold a layered tale. A well-known pastor caught on camera telling a member of his congregation to hush, swirling rumors of demon possession, a first lady who used to star on a blockbuster reality show, and a congregation divided on whether this was an unfortunate slip-up or a sign of deeper issues within leadership. Over the next few chapters, we'll explore the origins of this scandal, the perspectives of those involved, and the broader implications for modern-day ministry.
Hey. Stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus.
It started with a brief clip that took social media by storm. In it, Pastor Keion Henderson, known for his impassioned preaching style, was seen abruptly halting the worship service to silence a woman. The short, tense command, "Hush," echoed through the sanctuary and, soon enough, across the internet. Comments ranged from supportive, "He's just restoring order," said one user on a popular forum, to furious, "He humiliated her in front of everyone," another posted on social media. Short clips can be deceiving. Context is everything. According to some congregation members, the woman in question had a history of disruptive outbursts. Others argue she was simply worshiping loudly. Where does the truth lie? That question remains hotly debated.
The story was there was a woman and you could hear her making audible sounds. You turn around, you say, "That hush."
Yes, ma'am.
Well, don't ma'am me.
Yeah.
From a tweet posted by a local news blogger, the clip was picked up by gossip sites and mainstream outlets. Within hours, #Hushgate became a trending topic. The public demanded an explanation. Who was this woman, and why did Henderson feel compelled to stop her worship so abruptly? In the aftermath of that viral clip, many wondered if the unnamed woman would ever come forward. Surprisingly, she chose a less direct route. She reached out to a YouTuber known for commentary on religious controversies. Though she didn't appear on camera, she sent a heartfelt message revealing she was the one told to hush. The host read her text message aloud, which said, in part, "I've wrestled with how to share this. I am not ashamed of how I worship, nor do I believe it was out of line."
I always tell people, a snippet of video is not the total story.
Yeah.
So tell me what happened there.
Well, social media is into cuts, not context.
Yeah.
This statement alone rocked the congregation. Some believe it validated the narrative that she was simply praising God in her own way, while others hold fast to rumors that she was indeed acting out. She never elaborated on whether she had been previously corrected for disruptive behavior, nor did she specify any mental health challenges. Nonetheless, her words struck a chord with many who have felt silenced by church leadership in the past. "This woman's text just broke my heart," posted a longtime member of the church on social media. No one should be told to hush when giving praise, especially not by the pastor. Others took a more pragmatic stance. If your worship disrupts everyone else's, is that really worship or a performance? The debate raged on, each side more convinced than the other that they held the moral high ground.
And every suggestion that I got from every naysayer, I've already done. This is a 4-year battle, right?
Oh, this is ongoing.
This is ongoing. So I've already talked to her personally.
Pastor Henderson, never one to shy away from the public eye, addressed the situation during an interview on a national talk show. He defended his actions, claiming he had tried more subtle measures in the past. "This is a 4-year ordeal," he said, suggesting that the woman had repeatedly disrupted services. "We had ushers approach her, we prayed with her, and we tried a pastoral approach, but it came to a head." Yet critics pointed out a discrepancy. Some social media investigators found the church had been intermittently closed due to pandemic protocols, questioning how she could have been consistently disruptive for 4 years. The pastor's defenders, however, brushed it off as semantics. Maybe not 4 consecutive years, they argued, but repeated incidents nonetheless.
I'd already had ushers go up to her. I've already had prayer warriors. I've had everything. So she did it publicly after being asked not to.
What is she? Is she crying? Is an emotional?
Well,
Henderson also mentioned rumors that the woman might be under spiritual oppression, fueling a wave of speculation about demon possession. This angle raised even more eyebrows. "If she's possessed," asked one skeptical Twitter user, "why put her in the choir? Why not focus on deliverance or counseling?" In typical internet fashion, the drama spun off comedic memes. Dubbed Hush Lady by online communities, the woman became a viral symbol for the tension between rigid church protocols and expressive worship styles. One TikTok user reenacted the scene with flamboyant gestures, while comedic voiceovers on Instagram Reels featured people shouting, "Hush!" in the style of Pastor Henderson.
You know, as a pastor, I know the difference between disturbance and worship. And what people have to understand is that every time you hear a noise in church, it isn't worship.
Though comedic on the surface, these memes also served as commentary on how quickly the public forms judgments. They cast Henderson as either a stern authoritarian or a courageous leader doing what he felt was right. Some even turned the entire fiasco into a conversation about church hurt, the emotional distress members often face when humiliated or dismissed by spiritual authorities. One glaring absence in all of this was the voice of Henderson's wife, Shaunie. A notable figure from a high-profile reality series, she's known for her strong personality and her ability to handle conflict, so her quiet stance on this matter came as a surprise. Typically, she's front and center when addressing controversies, whether about her previous marriage or issues with castmates on reality television.
And so there has to be order. For instance, it's okay to applaud in this room right now, but if somebody got up and just started clapping right now, I'm sure somebody would bring order to the room.
Yet on this particular scandal, she maintained a careful distance. Observers speculated that she didn't want the fiasco to overshadow her newly released book or add more stress to her relationship with Henderson. Another theory suggested she might be biding her time, readying a well-thought-out statement that would address the Hush fiasco comprehensively. Regardless, her silence spoke volumes and left the public wondering, does Shaunie fully support her husband's stance, or does she harbor reservations?
And so what I did is I brought order to the room so people could hear God and not her, and I'd do it again if I needed to.
Wow.
A longtime reporter for a mainstream entertainment site tweeted, "You'd expect Shaunie to weigh in, especially given her reality TV background. Her quiet approach seems tactical." With fans already suspecting tensions behind the scenes, every day she remained silent seemed to deepen the intrigue. One of the more unexpected twists came from a separate pastor, well known for championing compassionate leadership. This spiritual leader took to social media to post a short video, suggesting that Henderson's approach betrayed a lapse in spiritual empathy. "Real pastors don't order worshipers to hush. They shepherd them lovingly," he said, referencing biblical teachings on guiding the flock with gentleness.
I think I see full circle, Shaunie, what you were talking about, bringing culture in with church. You know how many people would have gotten on and made up some elaborate story?
Although he never directly named Henderson, the subtext was obvious. The post went viral, leading to a clash of viewpoints within the Christian community. Some applauded the call for pastoral humility, while others accused the second pastor of fueling the controversy for clout. Either way, It raised a crucial question about how far a church leader can go in maintaining order before undermining the essence of worship and fellowship.
You told it and said, I did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
Is that what made you fall in love?
Yeah, I mean, along with, I think Keion helps me.
Rumors surfaced that the Hush Lady might reveal more details in an exclusive interview with a different social media influencer known for exposing church-based scandals. According to insider chatter on community forums, she allegedly has an entire notebook of experiences about how Henderson handled challenging members. These rumors paint a picture of a pastor who, while charismatic and dynamic, might also have a history of taking tough stances.
The lady with the scarf. Come here. Yes.
In a short social media post, the Hush Lady teased, "There's so much the public doesn't know about me or him. In time, the truth will come out." She has neither confirmed nor denied accusations of demon possession, leaving that dimension ambiguous. But her post's tone suggests she aims to clear her name and set the record straight on a bigger stage than a text message cameo. The uproar has put Henderson's congregation under the microscope. Some members remain fiercely loyal, defending his no-nonsense style as essential for protecting the sanctity of worship. They highlight Henderson's philanthropic projects, like hurricane relief and local community outreach, as evidence that his heart is in the right place. Others, however, feel a growing unease, pointing out that authoritarian leadership might discourage free expression in worship.
Come here. Natalie, give me a hug.
A small protest even occurred outside the church on a Sunday morning, where a few demonstrators held up signs reading, "Love, not silence," and "Don't mute my worship." Footage of the protest circulated online, amplifying calls for Henderson to apologize to the Hush Lady. Yet, at the following service, Henderson doubled down, reaffirming that order in God's house is non-negotiable. This Hush incident parallels multiple real-life examples of church hurt, where members felt humiliated or mistreated by spiritual authorities. A well-documented case involved a mega church in the Midwest, where a pastor publicly confronted a crying congregant, calling her emotional breakdown a distraction from the Lord's word. That scenario triggered a similar explosion of controversy, culminating in the pastor's resignation. In countless personal testimonies shared on social media, individuals recalled experiences of feeling shamed for their style of worship, tears, or even attire. These stories highlight a systemic issue, urging the faith community to reevaluate the balance between guidelines for orderly service and acknowledging personal expressions of faith. One particularly controversial angle is the suggestion that the Hush Lady might be demon-possessed, something Henderson hinted at. Demonic oppression or possession is a serious topic in Christian circles, typically requiring specialized ministry or deliverance services. Critics argue that if Henderson truly believed she was under an evil influence, the compassionate route would involve a thorough spiritual intervention, not a public shaming. Some believers champion Henderson, saying he initially tried private measures but was left with no choice. Others label it a scapegoat tactic. One popular Christian blogger wrote, "Calling someone demon-possessed to justify silencing them is a dangerous game. It weaponizes faith against the very people the church is supposed to support." The Hush Lady's eventual statement seemed to imply she saw herself as worshiping freely, not manifesting any malevolent force. Among the swirling speculations, one stands out. The Hush scandal conveniently overshadowed, or possibly fueled, a major personal milestone for Henderson's wife, Shaunie. She had a new book scheduled for release around the same time. Some cynics question whether the Hush fiasco was orchestrated, or at least capitalized upon, to generate headlines, thereby drawing attention to her brand.
For those who don't know, this is the lady where we had the viral moment about the Hush situation.
Social media watchers pointed to patterns of reality stars who strategically reveal dramatic family or church crises near the release of new ventures, book deals, product launches, or series spin-offs. While Henderson's team hasn't confirmed any publicity stunts, fans remain suspicious. If you scroll through the Hush hashtag on various platforms, you'll see how deeply this incident split the public. Some actively quote scripture like, "Touch not my anointed," siding wholeheartedly with Henderson. Others quote Matthew, cautioning people not to judge the Hush lady. Online debates rage in the comment sections, creating a digital battleground of verses and moral posturing.
And I want to say in front of this body that I am so sorry for the trouble that my actions caused. Bless you. I'm so sorry.
Meanwhile, mainstream gossip sites, along with religious media outlets, feed the frenzy, each adding their own editorial spin. The Hush lady's actual feelings seem to be drowned out, replaced by a cacophony of opinions and hot takes. Currently, the Hush lady remains somewhat elusive, though rumors persist she's preparing to do an exclusive interview. Henderson continues leading services, but the Hush incident has become the lens through which many now view him. Shaunie remains publicly silent, focusing on her brand deals and philanthropic events. Critics accuse her of detachment. Supporters say she's smart to keep the family business private.
All right. Let's leave this place. Everybody say restoration. See,
Some watchers suspect a new wave of revelations may surface soon, particularly if Hush Lady secures a high-profile media platform. If that happens, Henderson might find himself in even hotter water. This fiasco has rippled beyond Henderson's congregation, igniting broader conversations about how pastors balance authority with empathy. Many wonder if modern ministry is leaning too far into showmanship, with preachers more concerned about brand management than sincere spiritual care. The Hush fiasco becomes a microcosm, illustrating how quickly trust can erode when leaders publicly chastise members. From a theological standpoint, critiques range from "he is upholding biblical order" to "he is humiliating worshipers." This variance in interpretation exposes the diversity and at times the polarity of beliefs within Christian communities.
And I woke up one morning and all hell had broken loose, and I started receiving text messages from everywhere, and I didn't really know what I had done wrong.
Right.
That's where I started.
So, after all this drama, where do we go from here? Will Pastor Keion Henderson address the Hush Lady's claims with compassion, or stand firm that she overstepped her worship boundaries? Will the Hush Lady finally step forward for a face-to-face dialogue, or remain an embattled figure seeking justice in less public ways? And what role does Shaunie Henderson truly play behind the scenes? Quietly supportive or strategically distanced?
So I first started off confused, regretful. Steve Harvey told me, he said, regret is the most worthless emotion in the earth.
We want to hear from you. Do you think a pastor has the right to silence someone they deem disruptive, or should worship be a free-for-all? How do you interpret the Hush Lady's perspective? Was she truly worshiping, or did she cross a line? Sound off in the comments and share your thoughts, experiences, or any similar church controversies you've witnessed or heard about. And before you head out, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Stay tuned to Celeb Titbits for all the exclusive gossip, scandalous reveals, and must-know celebrity drama. This Hush fiasco might just be the tip of an iceberg lurking beneath the surface of star-studded spiritual leadership. Stick around! because you never know what's going to shake up Hollywood, hip-hop, and the pulpit next.